Friends, it's the weekend. We made it.
Happy Friday.
No, Father's Day weekend. Happy early Father's Day.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, we've got some pretty nice weather on deck for that, except in southern Utah where the winds will be a little gusty. But let's go ahead and start because we're celebrating Flag Day today. Before we get to Father's Day, great shot coming in from North Ogden. Thank you to Brent for sharing this one. I see the flag in the corner, the sunset out there with the cloud cover. Another good shot. Shutterbugs were taking pictures tonight, and you know we always appreciate it. Don Can, that is so pretty. He called it the watercolor sunset. And Don, I don't disagree. Sandy looks really, really nice tonight. We did see some storms earlier, noticeable here on this time-lapse video from the Red Cliffs Lodge. You see those storms overhead. The Colorado River had some gusty winds, some lightning. And as we look at the satellite radar, it shows where areas have really quieted. Over Uinta and Duchesne County, we had storms in the last few hours, and we've watched how a few storms wanted to drift from the West Desert towards the Wasatch Front. That's why the cloud cover's out there. You could get a few sprinkles. Maybe some gusty winds tonight. This is the Black Desert Sky Cam in Washington County. And as we look at time-lapse video, you really don't see much change. Sun's going down when the winds were blowing. Hot, dry, and windy conditions. That is what is on deck for southern Utah. We broke records today, but maybe not how you think. We talked about that cloud cover locking in mild temperatures overnight last night into this morning, and as a result, records fell. Overnight, these are record high low temperatures. I know, it gets a little crazy there. 73 degrees in Oak City, Alta, the City Creek Water Plant, and Big Water in southern Utah all broke records for being warm overnight. That's why that heat advisory held on. High temperatures today were still above average. 95 in Salt Lake, low 90s in Logan, 80s and 90s on the eastern side of the state. Blanding stayed in the upper 70s. They saw showers and storms come through, and that capped temperatures. 102 for the high in St. George today. Even tonight, as we look at the temperature change, we're a little cooler on the eastern side of the state. They saw the biggest drop with that moist air mass moving overhead and moderating the numbers. As we head through the overnight, here we go. Upper 70s with those clearer conditions along the Wasatch Front tonight. We'll see those temperatures hovering right around 70 degrees, a few degrees cooler than yesterday. And then tomorrow we're going to warm things back up, mostly clear for your Saturday. But things start to change. We have a downward trend with those temperatures. Now we do expect moderate air quality for Saturday throughout northern Utah. Typically this time of year, ozone levels rise, and that's what we see along the Wasatch Front. But today, some spots, including Utah County, Carbon County, these are areas where we saw elevated particulate matter. That's tied to wildfire smoke, friends. And as we look at our Futurecast model, we can see the smoke coming off that fire in Beaver County. It still impacts Castle Country, the Basin, and into Utah County. We see smoke in the southern half of the state. So it wasn't your eyes. There were hazy skies out there today. A lot of that smoke coming up from Arizona, where we have fires burning. Fire danger will remain critical this weekend for southern Utah. That's why that red flag warning has been posted, that fire weather watch, winds gusting up to 45 miles per hour ahead of a stronger cold front going into Monday. Let's walk through Futurecast. No storms, dry weekend for Dad's Day. That's not going to be bad. See the front coming on through, it becomes occluded and hangs out as we get into our Saturday. Behind it, we get a different wind direction. Southwesterly winds ahead of it, really cranking in southern Utah, one of the reasons we see those fire alerts. Big picture kind of helps explain it. So here was today's system. It moves out of the way. Brief high pressure wants to set up, but look what's happening in the Pacific Northwest, sending a few fronts our way, including one tomorrow and a stronger one as we head into Monday. Southwest flow really cranking Sunday into Monday ahead of that stronger cold front. It's a bit moisture starved, so we're not going to see a ton of wet weather, but we will see a noticeable decline in temperatures. You're going to feel it. It's going to feel very different from the midweek this week. 80s and 90s for tomorrow, 103 in Moab, 105 in St. George. A hot Saturday, still above average, but look at this trend. It really dips. Here we go into Monday with 96, and we stay below average for several days in St. George. Busy week next week. We've got Juneteenth, we've got Father's Day this weekend, and then we have the solstice. That's right around the corner. Yeah, it's still spring, and we hit 100 this week. I know, 90s, going to 80s, turning to 70s. We have a slight chance with that organized front Monday, but it really is going to pack a punch when it comes to temperatures because we get a few days here in the 70s. That's going to feel more like early May than it does June. To the north of us, they're talking about snow and higher elevations. So this is an unseasonably cool storm, but that benefits us. We'll take some 70s, right?
It'll be